Hi friends, welcome back to Oracle SQL and PL SQL group. Today we are going to see the interview questions that are frequently asking in IBM company. So here we are going to discuss IBM interview questions on SQL and PL SQL. So friends, earlier we have discussed the interview questions about so many companies like CTS, Infosys and different MNC companies. So IBM is also a very good company. So it's a product based company. So in my point of view, clearing the IBM interview is not very easy. So I feel like if you go through all these questions, definitely will clear the interview. So today we'll see how can we easily clear the IBM interview. So why to wait, let us get started. So the first question is, tell me about your project and client. So here you have to explain about your project that you are currently working on and about your clients. That means what they do and what is all about their business. The next one is, what is difference between procedure and function. Friends, this is a very important and most frequently asked question. When they ask about difference between procedure and function, you have to say like function must return a value, whereas procedure may or may not return a value. This is the first point. And the second point is that function returns only one value, whereas procedure may return one or more values. And the next difference is, we can use function in SQL statements, but we cannot use we cannot use procedures in select statements. That means you can call the functions in SQL select statements, but you cannot call procedures in SQL select statements. And the next difference is that we have precompiled execution plan for procedures but not for functions. So these are the several main important differences between procedure and functions. Next question, difference between truncate and delete. This is also a very important question. So the differences are like delete is a DML command. So whenever you perform delete operations in database, you have to commit it, then only it will be saved, otherwise it won't be saved. So whereas truncate is a DDL command, so it's like a auto committed operations. You no need to do commit operations after performing the truncate. That means it is auto committed. And the next difference is that we can delete entire row as well as we can delete particular rows in a table by using delete statements, whereas you can only delete entire table by using truncate. We cannot delete particular row in truncate command. That means we can specifically delete particular rows in table by using delete command, but you cannot do that by using truncate. So when you use truncate, you have to delete entire table. That means we can use where clause in delete statements, but we cannot use where clause in truncate statement. So, and the other difference is that when you delete rows or entire table by using delete statements, only the data will be deleted but not the space. That means that space will be there in database. So whereas in truncate, when you use truncate, the space of the data will be deleted and also the data will also be deleted. That means the space that consumes for storing the data will be erased by using truncate. Next one, can we use where condition with truncate? No, as I discussed in earlier question, no, we cannot use where clause in truncate statement. Can you explain the truncate and delete with triggers? So here they are asking us to explain the truncate and delete with triggers. That means, friends, here we can use DDL and DML commands inside the triggers. That's the simple one they are asking here. So you can explain as I discussed in third question. Next one, can we use truncate and delete commands to disable the referential integrity constraints? Yes. How did you export the data from database to Excel? So friends, if you are using Toad, there will be a default option to export the data into a file. Otherwise, if you are using any PL/SQL developer or SQL developer tools, you have to use a command line utility. You have to use a command in Linux prompt to export the file. Next one, how many types of functions in UTL file package? What function you are using to load the data in UTL file package? How many types of triggers are there? So there are totally 14 types of triggers are there. So when you say what are those, before statement level, after statement level, before row level, after row level, before delete, before update, before insert, and also instead of trigger. So totally we have 13 triggers, 13 plus 1 instead of trigger. So totally we have 14 triggers in database. How many max triggers you will declare? What is instead of trigger? So friends, when you say what is instead of trigger, the main purpose of instead of trigger is that whenever you perform DML operations or some DDL operations on a view, so that should be updated in main table, right? So by using this instead of trigger we can perform that. So whenever you are performing some DML operations on a view, that update needs to be stored in a main table. So when you use instead of trigger, though, whenever you update or delete or insert into view table, that will be automatically stored in main table. So this is the one main purpose of instead of trigger. We have two duplicate rows. How will you delete only one row? So we can remove the duplicates by using group by function. Next question, how will you delete row number? Sorry, how will you display row number? So select star from employee, where you can give specific row number to see that particular row. Otherwise you can give a query like select row number from table name, so it will give you the row numbers of a table. What is implicit and explicit cursor? So implicit cursor is already predefined cursor, so we cannot do any operations on implicit cursor, whereas explicit cursor will be created by a PLSQL developer. So whenever a query, SQL query is returning single row of data, then it will be called as implicit cursor. When a select statement is returning more than one row, it will be called as explicit cursor. What is exception? Exception is a abnormal condition that occurs at runtime. Here we have two types of exceptions in Oracle PLSQL. Those are system defined exception and predefined exceptions, and user defined exceptions. So two, system defined and predefined are same, and the other one is user defined exceptions. Thank you friends. Thank you for watching this video. For knowing the answers of these questions, please comment your email ID in comment section. I will forward you the answers, and also for our upcoming videos please subscribe to my channel. Thank you.